Alright, and now we're going to take our creatine. It's really good to take like right after a workout. I went years without taking creatine, but I've definitely been noticing the difference. Gosh, and like, I have been going down the rabbit hole of herbs and biohacking and all this stuff. It's like, okay, biohacking, right, but us as like a society, and like especially America, like, oh my gosh, growing up in America, like, you're toxic, you're so toxic. Like, we all have to do some deep cleansing of our minds, hearts, souls, guts, brain, everything. Like, it's all together, and it's all spiritual too. Like, every like illness like kind of has some kind of emotional tie. And I'm just really excited. Like, this kitty is always in the way. I'm so excited to finally like just fucking go for it. Like, just, I think I kept being like, no, I gotta have like all this and that together before I share my story. But like, the truth is, like, we don't know what tomorrow brings, and like, TikTok is kind of the perfect place to just like ramble and like see what happens. Like, I feel like even this is like a rough draft of like what I'm going to be doing. And I'm still healing, And I'm single. I'm out in Hawaii, like, doing this all by myself. Okay, not all by myself. Like, I have friends, obviously, like my family back home, like, they're so supportive as well. But for the most part, like, I am on my own, and like, I've had to be my own doctor too for like all these years. Like, phew, there's so many times I could have probably sued doctors for like mistreatment. It's insane, but this is kind of the world we live in now. We just gotta be smart. Like, we gotta like bring it back to center every day. Like, what is real? What is real? you know? This was like the biggest spiritual awakening, epiphany I've had recently, is like, what is actually real in my life? Like, growing up in South Dakota, I was very much like on the internet at a young age, on Tumblr, like all this stuff, exposed to just like all that world. And like, I've been so addicted to social media, especially as an artist. Like, you're kind of just like in la la land. Like, I was so in my head. We all are. Like, we live in a heady world, like, of concepts, idea, like, all this crap, like, and, you know, like, I spent so much time, like, just creating stories in my head, especially, like, the years, like, I think 18 to 21 was such a cool time in my life. Like, I didn't go to college. I worked full-time in high school, and I saved up for my camera equipment so that I could just, like, go do my thing. I just wanted to travel. I just want to be, like, a freaking hippie and go to shows and meet people in the streets and take, street photography, and that's what I did. Like, and I met so many cool people, and I just did my own thing, and then, I eventually, I think, like, around 19, I got serious, I actually cut off, like, a lot of, just people in my life. I was, like, doing drugs in high school and just messing around, like, not really, I always had this idea. I've always known, kind of, like, that I'm going to be an artist. I'm going to be a creator. Like, that's God's purpose for me in this life. And it's the skills, like, it's a talent I've been gifted. And I gotta, like, focus on that. I need that to grow. And I can't waste it, Every day, like, really freaking matters, yo. Like, I'm really thankful to have grown up in South Dakota. And I'm really thankful for that time where I was young. Like, those are some of the most, just, like, it felt like my brain was just, like, zapping. I could literally feel, like, my third eye, like, tingling and stuff. Like, I haven't felt that feeling in a while, Actually, for a while there, I was feeling kind of numbed out in my head, And that's what happens when you have complex PTSD, when you go through endless trials and error and heartbreak and abuse. Oh my gosh, you guys, like, I've been through so many different states of my mental health, you know? And I'm really happy to be feeling as grounded as I do now, because really I've been to just different mental states where, like, I didn't think I'd be getting out of it. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm crazy now. Like, I just, like, lost it, you know? But we can always come back, and, like, I've been so blissed out by how God's working in my life, working through my heart, working through my soul, giving me a voice, giving me the confidence to be like, no, you've been through all this so that you can have a strong testimony. Like, you had to go through all these trials and errors so you could go to that healer, this healer, figure out, oh, that doesn't work, this works, you know? And, sorry, so rambly. Like I said, I didn't plan this video at all. I'm just going off of my good feeling right now. So whatever comes up is gonna come up. On the topic of biohacking, like, I was so focused on cleansing. Like, I was a raw vegan for like 4 years. I mean, not 4 years, sorry, 2 years. 2 years I was raw vegan, and I did so much cleansing, you know, and there was parts of it, I did feel good on that diet, but right now, I'm still dealing with, like, a lot of bad skin stuff. Can't get the filter to go off, but you know, it's like, yo, I eat as healthy as I possibly can. I'm, like, literally, like, I almost see it just healthy as ever, you know? There's just these couple little dingies where I need to work on, like, you know, yeah, the smoking herb. I think smoking anything is not too good for us. So yeah, you know, but the epiphany, like, I had kind of recently, and it was actually scary. It was, like, scary how real, how deep it was. Like, literally, I was like, yo, most of my life has been not real. You know what I mean? Like, most of my life, I've spent so much time conceptualizing ideas, writing stories. I'm a writer, you know? Poetry, like, when I was just really getting into filmmaking, like, editing, like, I was always, like, focused on, like, a thing, like, an idea, what I was learning. Like, pretty, you know, and back then I did get into, like, meditation around, like, 1920 as well. So, like, that was opening up. But it was still, like, full of concepts. And, like, you know, I was into all things spiritual except Jesus, except God. And it was when, like, I started coming back to him. Being unashamed is where I got just an overwhelming sense of, like, simplicity, focus, and presence again. And what he showed me was, yeah, like, most of my life hasn't been real. And, like, oh my gosh, just to be carrying around, like, this weight of heaviness for most of your life, like, physical pain, like, oh my gosh, there's just so many days I felt like I was literally on my deathbed because, like, I couldn't move. And a lot of it was mental. And that's, like, a trip about being diagnosed with a brain tumor too. It's like, it's literally just like, oh my gosh, it's like all in my head. It's all in my head. Like, that's the fucking trip about it. Dang, I'm running out of time. Okay, part 3 coming up.